Alright, now we're getting down to brass tacks. Got the oil drained out of it. There's 5 quarts in it all together. Looked good. Couldn't see any sign of contamination. Of course, if something come apart in there, there's bound to be some, in which case oil would be scrapped. We're going to back all these bolts out of it, separate the case, split it. Looks like these tabs right here were actually designed to pry against for separating it. There's 3 of them on here. Looks like to be what is a metal gasket in here, or a shim. Hopefully when we take this apart, stuff doesn't stick into this casting and, you know, then fall out and disarray. Springs don't go flying, stuff like that. You know how that stuff goes. We don't want any surprises, because like I said, we don't have the technical manual. Set the coffee cup out of the way here, and we'll see if we can make this thing come apart. Looks like a valve body, right? Uh-oh, this socket ain't so good. Looks like somebody's been beating on it. Looks like there might be a relief valve or something in here, bypass valve. I don't know, we'll find out here in a minute, I guess, won't we? Both have got some kind of sealer on them also. I don't think it's Loctite, but some kind of sealer. Just to seal it on them. Alright, here's the part we've all been waiting for. She started to separate. Can't rule out there being something I don't know about. And I'm sure this is on dowel fins also. Just about there. See if we can get it to come straight off so we don't get any surprises. No surprises. Silicone seal only. You might call this shim. Actually, this probably is classified as a gasket. There's some round seals here between the halves. I'll leave them in that position now, but yes, you can see some metal filings and stuff here. Well, that's on the bottom side, so I guess maybe you would see a few. The magnet here, there's 2 magnets. They do have quite a few shavings on them. That's no surprise, because we did hear the noise after all. Oh yes, we got metal filings, folks. Not so good. Lots of metal filings here. This may not be an easy fix. There's the filter for the hydraulics. Don't see a whole bunch of stuff in that. So maybe most of it didn't make it into the pump itself. This is a pump. Actually, this is the pump, and these are the two. There's two different drive motors, servo motors. So these both are motors, and I don't know exactly how this thing works. There's some kind of clutch right there, or brake right there. Very cool. I'm still not seeing. Oh yes, here we have found problems. So this might not be such an easy fix. The bearing is completely gone out of this one right here. Finding those parts could be tricky. I don't know. Machining might be an option. We'll have to, from the looks of things, we'll have to unbolt this pump or this motor assembly here. This will have to be removed so we can get the shaft out and see what exactly did happen here. Looks like it just shelled the bearing out of it, and I suspect the inside of this this gear here, this gear set, will be out of size now, so may have to do some machine work with that to fix that. I don't know what kind of bearings in there, maybe loose needles, hard to say. But yeah, the problem's pretty easy to see. I don't know about finding the parts. That might be a trick. Getting cleaned up is going to be a trick too. This stuff all needs to come out so we can get it good, rinsed good. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's some little C-clips here, and the axles will come out either side. These lift out, and the axles pull out. Kind of like rear end of the car. Those are all good. Well, no, not necessarily. Got some damage to this main drive gear here. Of course, you would suspect that due to this one slipping. The teeth on that gear don't look to be that bad. These would probably, this would probably work. These will probably work if we can replace the bearing here and get this resized on the inside. So this is all in its proper position. I think we could probably get by with that gear. We haven't gotten to that point yet. So anyhow, next step will be to unbolt this assembly. I don't know what's all involved there. Snap ring there, which is attached to the shaft. Here, that's another pump. Okay, here's the deal. There's two pumps in it and two drive motors, two servos. So this set will have to come out. I imagine that's going to mean pulling the shaft out through the seal and that half of the case to do that. So we want to be careful with that, not damage that seal. We'll take a brief time out here and get back to it in just a little bit. Alright, closer inspection here. That there is no gasket or shim here at all. That's just the machine part of the casting there that I was looking at. So we don't have to worry about anything there other than, you know, finding some appropriate silicate sealer to seal it up again. Cleaned that case up, that one there. The one that had the a lot of my metal filings in it, it was packed in everywhere. I see there's some damage to the case. Right there where that gear was loose and actually getting into the case. So this thing ran for, you know, they attempted to use this thing for a while, which was a mistake. What I'm going to do here next is remove this pump and motor assembly. I pulled the snap ring off the shaft so the shaft can stay in the case. It's on two dowel pins here. This end is a machined block of aluminum that just fits down into the case, precision fit, so there's no bolts actually holding that. Swash plate for the motor or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen when we pull this off. And it doesn't seem to want to go back down, but we're going to find out here how that's put together. And that'll allow the shaft to come out with that unit. I'm going to put this thing on my makeshift tripod. So mic stand with a hole drilled in it. Doesn't work real well. Kind of clunky. One of these days I should probably invest in a good tripod. Alright. See if we can get this pump off here. Pump motor assembly off of it. Without everything turning to flying pieces. Okay. We'll have to take a closer look at the pumps and the motors, the plungers and those, make sure there isn't any excessive wear. The hydraulics seem to work fine on it though, so hopefully it will be okay. As I said, there's some little sectional filters that go between the case, the actual gear train, and the main hydraulics of the gear. So maybe that saved this thing from becoming a total basket case. I think maybe it did. I see quite a bit of it's going to take some more cleaning. There is some metal filings there, as to be expected. But like I said, the hydraulics seem to work just fine. I think maybe we save this if we can just find out how we're going to fix this, either by buying parts, which would probably be the case. Let's get a look at the item in question there. Okay, we'll take a closer look at the pump, motor, and gear reduction set. This is the pump over here. It sits vertically in the case. The whole unit sits in the case as it is sitting here on the bench. The pump looks identical to the motor. I don't think you want to interchange those though. There are some slight differences, the way I understand it. They seem to be in good shape. No excessive clearance between the pistons and the bore. One other thing of note with the Tuff Torqs, take one of these things apart. On the motor side of this thing, there will be a pin, a small pin that falls out of this hole here in the body. It'll leave you scratching your head if you don't know where that goes, but it does go in that hole right there. There isn't one on the pump, so yeah, it's specific to the motor side. Just keep that in mind. The reduction shaft, gear reduction shaft, as I mentioned, is toast, ground up pretty good. That'll either have to be spray coated and resized, or we'll just replace the shaft. We'll price the shaft first and make that decision. Also, this gear, the pinion gear, is rounded out, ground out on the inside, will have to be replaced. Both the thrust washers, all the metal went out by these, so it scarred them up really bad. Also, the roller bearing on the ends of the shaft, there's two of these. We'll replace both those, and we'll replace the needle bearing set that goes in under this pinion gear, and those thrust washers there also. Of course, we'll get us some new snap rings while we're in the process, and that will cover this this part of the unit. There's another thing here that will have to be fixed that I hadn't noticed at first, and pretty substantial problem is this gear set right here. This side gear and this gear are all one piece, and it's got the ends of the teeth chipped off, so there's a thrust bearing there and then a roller bearing on the other side of that. We'll want to take this unit out and have a real close look at it, but we will definitely have to buy this. That's probably a pretty pricey gear. I don't know, I haven't priced the stuff yet. Other than that, it'll be a matter of taking it all out, removing all the components, and giving this thing a good cleaning, spick and span, just like working on automatics. We'll clean that up real well. And it's just like I say, a matter of finding parts now. We'll have to pull the axles and all that out. This this ring gear here, like it's got some wear, as you can see on it there, on the outer edges of the teeth, but the actual thrust surfaces of the teeth are still pretty good. With the new gears running on this gear, with a new gear running on this gear, it'll be just fine. We'll call that serviceable. Fortunately, the fillers between the actual gear train side of the case and the pump motor side kept most of the metal filings from the hydraulic circuit. So with a good cleaning, everything should be okay. It's just a matter of finding the parts now, or actually a matter of paying for them, and then we'll get into the assembly stage. So that's it for now.